Hello, this is Scott. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this series, I'm covering beginner stats in R. These are meant to be very short, very specific tutorials on how to do certain things in R, meant for the beginner stats person or person in R. So today we're going to cover medians, percentiles, and box plots. And if you can see my screen here, this is what we're going to cover. We're going to cover the C function, which basically combines a list of values. It's said to be into a vector. It's really not a mathematical vector. You can think of it just as a list of elements. And then we're going to use the quantile function, the summary function, quantile for specific percentile, and then the median. And what I don't have on here is we're going to do the box plot as well. Boxplot function. All right, so this should take just a few minutes. So the first thing that we want to do is create this. I'm going to create this list of elements, right? So this is going to go into C, and I'm going to create just a series of numbers, 50 to 150. It's a vector or it's a list. A list. Okay. So if I execute that, and then execute quantile, what this does is it provides a standard quantiles for this vector or list, right? So the minimum 0 percentile is 50, the 25th percentile is 75, the 50th percentile is 100, the 75th is 125, and then the maximum or 100th percentile is 150. So that gives us our endpoints, and then just FYI, this is also called the lower quartile, the 25th percentile. This is called the upper quartile, the 75th percentile, and this is called the median, the 50th percentile. Also, if I want, I can use the summary command, and actually this is a little prettier, and it specifies out exactly what I just said, right? So this is the minimum, the maximum, the first quartile, the third quartile, and then the median. Also, it provides the mean, so it provides an extra statistic. Since this is what we call symmetric distribution, the median and the mean are the same. All right, so what if I want a specific quantile or percentile? Here, I'm going to use this quantile function. I'm going to specify my data here with X, and then I'm going to use this probs equal 0.25. And actually, tell you the truth, I didn't even have to, well, I won't do it now, but anyway, I don't even have to specify that. I could have just said X and then 0.25, and that should work as well. You can try that. But you can use a C for a whole list, right? So here I'm going to create a whole list of probabilities, and so I'm going to use the quantile function, and then I'm going to do the 12.5th percentile, 37.5th, etc. And if I do that, that's what I get right there. Also, very important is the median as the 50th percentile. Also, these are called robust statistics because they're often used without specifying a family of distributions. We'll see in later courses. Also, I've done a video on robust regression here in this channel as well, so we'll talk more about that in a bit. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate with this 0.5 the median, or I can just use this median function, and then I can do, whoops, I just highlighted just the function. I need to just highlight the line, and I get 100. All right. So this does work. I just highlighted that and hit execute, control enter, and that was not good because I want to be on just the line and then hit control enter, and that will do it. Now here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a couple of points because I'm going to illustrate the box plot, and I want a couple of points kind of out in the distance. So I'm going to hit control enter here, and then now I have this X2. So what I did here, just to let you know, is this was our original X. So this is 50 to 150, and then I just added 2 points, 200 and 205. If I want to list that out, I can just do this, And you can see here that I go from 50 to 150, and like I said, I'm adding 200 and 205 on here. And then we can just use a box plot to look at that data. And so this is what I get, and just so that you know what a box plot does is the whiskers will be the minimum and maximum. So here is our minimum 50, and then here is the, well, I'm sorry, this is within the 3 standard deviations is the max here. So anyway, you can see that this point, these are the 2 points that I added here. These are outliers, and this is what a box plot is useful for, is it shows you the center mass of the box plot. This is the median, the 25th percentile, the 75th percentile, and then the whiskers will go out a number of standard deviations, which we'll get into a little bit later. But this kind of shows you asymmetry of these numbers. Since I pushed these 2 numbers out high, this whisker is a lot longer. And then here is an outlier point here for this data. So anyway, I want to keep them very short. The other thing that we could do, is we could do to help on the box plot, and that is giving me a number of standard deviations. So this will tell you exactly what those whiskers calculate, and you can even do an example there as well. So I believe it's 3 standard deviations is these whiskers. But again, we haven't even covered standard deviation, so I won't get into that right now. Anyway, I hope you can join me next time. We'll see you then.